In this segment of the Microsoft Word tutorial for Mac, I'll demonstrate how to use formatting styles, and particularly heading styles in a document, and then create the table of contents from those heading styles. So we have this document here. It's about 10 pages long with some sections, and now we want to apply the heading styles to it. The formatting styles are pre-configured with certain font properties and formatting properties. You typically have heading 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can add even more. Those also symbolize hierarchy of organizing the information in a document. If we click on the styles preview, it will give us a preview of those particular styles. And if we click on any of these and hold the mouse here, it'll give us the configuration for that particular style, including all the font properties and formatting. To apply a particular style to the document, select that section first and either use the option from the top, for example, title, and apply it, or use the panel on the right, since I selected to display the styles pane on the right. In this case, let's say that we need heading 1. Click on it, and that's what the heading 1 will look like. Then here we want to apply heading 2, then the next one, heading 2, and let's say this needs to be heading 1, heading 3, again heading 1, and again the organization of the information depends on the hierarchy of your document, but you'd basically go throughout the document and apply those heading styles. Now, your question might be, well, this heading 1, it doesn't really look that prominent, so is there a way to update the heading 1 style to look differently? And the answer to that is yes. You can modify the heading 1 style by right-clicking on the style itself and then selecting Modify, and it'll come up with all of these properties. So you can change the formatting, the type of font, the color of the font, and then change the paragraph and border and frame and all the other properties from here. That's one way, but it seems to be quite involved. The other way you can modify it is by clicking here on the drop down and selecting Modify Style for the heading 1 style, which will bring us to the same layout. The other option is to select this and change this style to what we like. So let's say I want this red, and then I want to indent it all the way to the left. So to indent it to the left, I could use either the ruler up here and drag this to the left, or go on the menu from Mac OS here and select Format, and then select Paragraph. We want to format the paragraph spacing for it. So we click on Paragraph, and then we want to change the first line to start at 0, and that will move everything over. Let's say I want to also change the font type to something different, and so on. The other way to get to the properties for formatting the paragraph or the font stuff is to right-click and select Paragraph, and that will get us to the same location, and set that to 0. Earlier we applied the heading 1 style throughout in multiple spots in this document. So how can we apply this new heading 1 style so it updates all the other references in the document? This is where the beauty of the use of styles comes into play. Because we set this to how we want this for a heading 1, now we update the style for heading 1 to match this. So to update the heading style to match this, we select the text for this heading style, and then go to the heading 1 up here, and not single click on it on the heading 1, but right click on it and choose Update Heading 1 to match selection. Or the other way to do it is to go to the heading 1 on the panel on the right and choose the option for Update to Match Selection. Now, wherever we applied heading 1 earlier, notice that all of these references have been updated with the same type of style properties. For some reason we don't like it, we can go and change, let's say, the color to something different, and then update the heading 1, and it will apply throughout the references for heading 1 in this document. Now we can do the same thing for heading number 2. Simply select it, update certain properties in it, change the size of the font, and then apply the update to heading 2. Again, you can right-click on the top and choose to update to match the selection, or if you have the panel open on the right, click on the drop-down on the right and select Update to Match Selection. Now all the references throughout the document will be updated with the same formatting. So as you can see, this provides consistency throughout the document and it saves time. Now let's say that we want to create a table of contents. The table of contents is typically created in conjunction with the use of the heading 1, 2, 3, and so on styles in the document. To create the table of contents, we go somewhere in the document, typically in the beginning of the document, and then click on References, tab on the top, and then select Table of Contents. Pick from one of the templates from here, and the table of contents has been automatically generated. The page numbers will shift in your document. You don't have to recreate the table of contents all over again. You can simply come to the table of contents and notice that we have 4 items here on page 1, and once you click on table of contents, you can click on this little drop-down arrow on the right-hand side and click on Update Table, or in the References tab, we have the option for Update Table. And then click on Update Entire Table, and notice that Design Principles now is on page 3. It was on page 1 earlier. The trick for this is to first click on the table of contents and then click on Update Table and then select either to update just the page numbers, if you just change the references to page numbers, or to update the whole to reconstruct the table of contents.